We back up in this bitch.
If they wanted to take it outside in the parking lot, the ex-wife and her homegirl would have been well within her right to put a little beat down on the mistress.
Oh my
Boom.
God, I just want to get on this mic and talk to my girl.
We still got some fucking ninjas out here that don't know no
Hmm.
better.
How dare you? You think that it's appropriate to take a woman, a young woman who is still a minor, and put her in front of the congregation to apologize?
Him, he's just a ninja. I mean, he was cheating from the door. She said it. He didn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
We might find out some shit tomorrow that we had no idea. So I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Listen, something don't smell right to me, but I'm going to mind my business. But I'm not, because I want to know what y'all think.
So stop acting like, oh, we're not taking handouts. Bitch, you are a handout. You taking our money.
Hey, 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 welcome to Three Aunties and a Mic, the podcast about grown folks ish. I am your girl, V with the T. I have with me weekday with the everyday drama and Miss Bookworm with the read. What's up, ladies?
Hey, hey, hey.
You good
You
weekday?
guys can hear me? Yes, I am. What's up, guys?
All right.
Yeah, here we
Yeah,
go.
you
Hey,
can hear
what's
me.
going
Hey, what's
on?
going on?
She got the sexy
Nothing.
eye. Y'all see her? She looking in the camera all sexy like. We see you weekday. What's
Meanwhile, I
going
could
on,
barely
ladies?
see out of my two eyes.
What y'all been up to? How's it going? How's everybody doing?
We snowed in over here weekday and night.
Yeah, it snowed. Yeah, that wasn't funny. But we are
uh,
snowed. Not enjoying the snow. I think,
I,
what is it? Tomorrow we'll start to feel warm up, and then we might not see as much snow as we're seeing right now, but we don't know.
I hope it melt and go right in the
The
drains.
weather's,
Oh, that's right.
I think Thursday is supposed to what, rain? Yeah, it's supposed to
Wash it
rain on
all away.
Thursday, so I think, we almost are there. Yeah,
You know what's so
until the next
crazy
time.
about snow and the weather in the winter time here in New Jersey, especially in southern Jersey where I live. We have in the county that I live in a lot of pine trees. We have a gazillion pine trees in our county. I don't know if that was the
Hmm.
cheapest thing to plant when they were developing, some of the homes and things like that. But honey, those trees are dead or they're weak because as soon as a good little snow, about 3 to 4 inches of snow get on them limbs, and I mean they crack and come down, and there's always
Hmm.
limbs and everything, and it's always from these old pine needle trees. So that's just so crazy to us that our issues around here is not even the ice or the snow removal, it's the tree limbs coming down because they line our streets like crazy. Not so much our major highways, but the major streetways in different neighborhoods or the ones that connect the neighborhoods together. It's these pine trees are something, and I know that we need the trees and everything, but I just wish that the county would take better care of cutting down these limbs or take up a tree and plant a tree. For every tree that you take down, plant a tree. Plant a tree that serves a little better purpose, other than being the first one to snap when first the first snow of the season comes balling around. I'm like, damn.
I cut mine
Yeah.
down. I had one in the back. I cut it. I had
Oh,
them
you
cut
had
it
a
down this
pine
summer.
tree? You had a pine?
Yeah, and it was dead, and it was like every
Aren't they
year just
all?
come and just die. And I just told the guys to listen, cut it
I
down,
want
and next
somebody to
year he
show
didn't
me a
cut the
pine
stump.
tree that's
I'm
living.
gonna hang
I,
them.
I want to see a
Huh?
living pine tree. I want to see a healthy
Yeah,
pine tree. Show me a
yeah.
freaking healthy pine tree
They're
in the
not.
Garden
They're not.
State.
Mm-mm. No, they're not. So I know I had one dead smack in my backyard that I had him cut down because I didn't want to deal with that when it was time to like do the because I don't have no fall, no leaves. So all it is damn pine needles. Just
The
keep constantly
needles.
having to clean up. I don't want to do that shit. I'm tired. Listen, I'd rather break leaves than have to put up with that. So
Word is bond, man. Word is bond.
yeah, so it is the snow sucked. I think double time because when I woke up Sunday and so I saw it was snow because my dog woke me up around 2 o'clock and I was like, oh no, I'm not getting up. But I got up, let him out, and then I got back up at 7:30 to let him back out again and feed him. And I saw the snow was in full force, and my neighbor, they were out. He was out, and my neighbor's son, they were out cleaning cars and cleaning driveways. And I was like, oh no, I'm not getting up right now. I'm tired. I went back to sleep. I got up around 10 o'clock, and I'm shoveling. I'm not happy because in my neighborhood we pay association, and I don't know a lot of people if you're used to them, but they can be rather expensive depending on what you're getting in amenities. So one of the amenities is that they're only to come around when it's 3 inches or more. And they're supposed to only shovel a walkway because we have, garages and driveways. We're responsible for them. And they're supposed to shovel the sidewalk.
Right, at
So,
least the sidewalk.
huh?
Wait, who shovels the sidewalk
They're
in
supposed to,
front?
HOA is supposed to shovel the sidewalk, the
What about
walking
the
sidewalk.
plowing?
The plowing is done by
The city or the
Dell
county?
Dell. Yeah,
Okay,
the
the
yeah, the
township
Dell
or
Dell.
whatever. Okay, got you.
So they kind of had plowed by the time the street was a pretty clear, but when I got to do my driveway and I had to do my walkway because I had an Amazon package coming, and I'm like, okay, I can't have nobody slipping bust their ass.
Right.
They're going to sue me. And so our president of our HOA is writing everybody saying, I just want feedback. What the hell are you talking about feedback, sir? It was Sunday that it snowed. I didn't see anybody until 5:40 p.m. yesterday.
Oh my God. That
Okay.
was Monday.
Nobody ever came by. And so I said to him, I said, accountability is the word of the day. Who's taking accountability at this point? I don't want to keep hearing about, oh, well, they were supposed to, who would have, could have, who shot John. I don't give a damn. John could have got shot 5, 6 times. I don't care. I'm not taking him to the emergency room. I am tired of shoveling snow. And I told him for the 5 years that I have been here, I have not seen anybody do a thing. I said, not only did they
Ooh.
come by 5:40 p.m. last night, nobody even dropped salt. Like
Oh
nobody did
yeah.
anything. And so the biggest complaint is because our HOA is going up next year, an extra $20 a month, which is $240. I figured my math out, $240 extra a year. And one of the things that was increased was because of snow removal. What snow removal? Who
They
does
got to
that
be
damn
doing that.
job? So I told him, I said, what am I paying for? Because somebody needs to answer to me. You can't tell me, oh, there was confusion. No, motherfucker, there wasn't confusion. It was snow on the fucking ground. There's nothing confusing about snow. Not that they didn't predict it. They had predicted it for days that we were expecting a snowstorm. They didn't know how big it was going to be, but they had said we were expecting a snowstorm. So at this point, somebody need to find my damn money because I'm getting ready to go off. I'm like, I've been paying for snow removal for 5 years. And I will say 3 out of the 5 years there has been snow, and they swear it hasn't been
Yeah.
3 inches. So you suck it up, buttercup. But on Sunday, there was more than 3 inches on that
It sure
ground. Because
was.
I
It
I
sure
shoveled it,
was.
baby. I shoveled every bit. My back hurt so badly that I was like, okay, I need to go into traction. And I'm like saying, I'm tired of being the shoveler. If all you're supposed to do is shovel my walkway, then goddamn it, I couldn't even get out my front door. I had to shovel my way out. So somebody's not doing their job at this
No.
point. And y'all know me as weekday. I've been pleasant. And so pleasant is not really what people think of pleasant for normal people. Okay. I keep telling people,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
I
She
keep
ain't seen
saying
a
to
therapist,
people,
y'all.
I have a
Y'all,
screw loose and a bolt
she's actually
missing.
doing good because she ain't seen her therapist in a minute. So y'all, this is,
Oh.
I'm actually proud of her and the restraint that she is portraying. She is tapping into those sessions that she had previously.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm. Like I said, I am a, there's a screw loose and a bolt is missing at this point in myself in this cycle, and I'm over it. I'm over trying to be nice. Y'all know I don't like peopling. I went out yesterday to go, and I think because I'm so thrown off about this year has just been a mess, really. I mean, but I thank God for getting up each and every day, and my family is
How
still
about it?
here. But I think that I wasn't in the Christmas spirit. And normally, most people who really know me know that by December 1st, all my shopping's done. I'm excited. I got a tree decorated, brought and decorated. I just finished decorating the tree today, right?
Oh
And
wow,
so
yeah.
yesterday, I went shopping. I went to go shopping. I went to go do a couple of things. I realized I didn't have any clothes to wear, and I'm coming to the graduation. And I'm like, okay. And just went and got a sweater, but I went to really go get a gift for somebody and some gifts, some Christmas gifts. Why the girl following me in the store? This is why I don't
Oh,
people see online. Nobody's following you. You just go in, type in what you want, boom, it's done. I finally turned to her and said, "Are you going to watch me the whole time I'm here?" I said, "Because I can't do this. I mean, I'm trying to shop." So then I get up to the counter and I didn't have my credit card with me, and I knew I didn't for that particular store. So the young man said, "I need your driver's license." Okay, okay. So I gave it to him. He held on to my driver's license until I put my social security, because you still got to put your social security number in so they can find the
anyway.
credit card. And then he proceeds to say to me, "Oh, you don't need your card as long as you have your social security number." Okay. I'm 59 goddamn years old. I've had that goddamn social security until what, day one? My mama told me what the numbers were. I remembered them. I've gotten credit off of them. I bought this house off of them, a car. Sir, I know my damn social security number. I want to say, give me my goddamn driver's license back. Because I went to another store that has, and they're both family oriented. The first store, I can tell you, I was Banana Republic I was in. The second store was Gap. They're all related. So when I went to
Okay.
the Gap store to make a purchase, the girl said, "Oh, let me have your driver's license." Gave it to her. She gave it right back. I don't know what he was holding on to my driver's license for. Did he think that if I didn't put that right social security number, he'd be like, "I got you"? No,
Cause
you
he
would not
can't.
have,
He
sir.
can't. You better give me my thing back.
You better get my
That's
driver's
Maybe
license
nothing.
back. Or I'm gonna
maybe
go off.
that's how they were trained, or maybe he just is.
Okay, then why at the Gap? Who they're
Maybe
all
maybe
they're
he's
part of the
new.
same
Maybe
corporation.
people are trained a certain way, but when you're new, you
But I
follow the
did not go
rules.
off on him. I went off on the chick that was following me, and it was Banana Republic.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, girl. After I saw this woman just steal something, some jewelry out of the loft store, that I didn't go and tell her
Yo,
business. Because
people
guess
are
what?
thieving it
Uh-uh.
up lately. I
Yeah,
just be
and I
minding
mean,
my
and
business.
she was an 8.5 by 11, and
Of
she
course.
probably was my age but looked older than me, and she was looking and picking pocketing some jewelry. But I did what I always tell people: mind the business that pays you.
I do.
And
I
since I
mind
ain't
my
got nobody
business.
paying me, I'm gonna mind my damn business. And I left the store. But
Listen,
that's
people
been
are
the
so tense
craziness. So
right
I hope
now.
that it starts to
Ain't no
level
way in the
out.
world. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-mm.
tense as people are, I ain't
Mm.
snitching on nobody. I'm definitely minding my business
No,
because
I'm
you
minding
don't
my
know where
business.
somebody gonna snap.
Cause somebody gonna
And
Mm-mm.
explode on you for not
Mm-mm.
minding your business.
and it ain't got
Yeah,
nothing to do
mm-mm.
with me
It's
or
not
my
It
worth it.
pockets.
don't.
Mm-mm.
You got that player.
Listen, girl, listen. If you want to steal that $15 worth of jewelry, go right ahead, boo boo. I don't care nothing about it. I was not interested. That's your
I'll tell the
that's your business
people
over there. I'm not
pick
going to
up a
jail for
couple
no
more
BS.
pieces. I'll tell them boosters could pick up a couple more pieces and I'll meet you outside the restroom
At the parking
somewhere.
lot.
Who what?
Let me give
Shoot.
you my tag number.
That's it. I'm like, look, around the corner,
Listen,
around the corner. I'll meet you
I'll
around the
meet.
corner.
Listen, I know this area, so let me tell you where we'll meet at such and such parking lot.
Right,
I'll see you
right,
there.
right. I'm
Listen,
trying to
listen. If
tell
that's what
you.
you want to do with your life and take that chance, hey, that's your business. I ain't got
And
time to be
I'll
hmm
and
stealing.
I'll take
Life
it
is too
and I'll
short.
take it right up off your hands immediately.
Hmm. If I think it was worth my while, but
Yes.
that's it. That's it.
listen.
I know we gotta move on.
Yes. So just little praise report. My daughter, my youngest daughter, is graduating from nursing school on Thursday, and I
That
am
is so
so excited, so proud of
awesome.
her.
Yay.
So
That
That's
is
great.
so
I just wanted
awesome.
to shout that out before we got started, y'all. But
Shout out to the nurses.
Yes.
so let's let's get into it. So my question of the week, y'all. So there was this woman. She's a TikToker. I actually went and looked at her TikTok because I was intrigued because
Okay.
she was very adamant about what she was talking about. And so I needed to go look at the TikTok just to kind of get a vibe from her. Like,
Mhm.
I'm trying to understand why you think this is not crazy or that this is normal or like I'm confused. So anyway, she was in the store with her husband and her kid, her baby, and some two young women came up to them and asked the husband if he could get something off of a shelf for her, for them because they were short. The husband looked at her, the wife looked at the husband before he answered the young women. Now, I still to this day don't know what the answer was. I don't know if he helped get the stuff off the shelf. I don't know what the answer was, but she felt like they had the audacity to ask her husband to get something off of a shelf with her there. And she just thinks that that's something that you should just not do. You shouldn't be asking nobody's husband to do nothing for you at no store when he at the store with his wife. So my
Lord.
question to y'all is, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you feel like if you're out with a your significant other, whether somebody know that's your significant other or not, because that could be your cousin, your boyfriend, your cousin, your boyfriend, your brother. You don't know what that person is to you, right? But I guess they could assume, you out here with a baby and this man and that y'all a family or whatever. Do you think it's appropriate for a female to go up and say, "Hey, would you mind getting this off the shelf for me?" Or should she have asked the wife for permission? Or should she have just not bothered them at all because he's with a woman and you just need to go find a single man to get this stuff off the shelf for you?
Oh my God.
Mm.
Can I go first as the
Yes, please. Please. Please do. I don't even want to comment. Please do.
I know, cause you know what? First of all, and she had a baby. This TikToker has a young
Yes, and
baby.
after some research, it sounds like they were trying for to have a baby for quite a few years.
Okay, so she might be
So
suffering from a whole lot of insecurities,
yes.
based on postpartum. So I'm going to give that kind of disclaimer before I say, honey, your insecurity is showing big time. Why in the world are you so insecure about two women asking your husband for help getting something off the shelf? That's all it is. That's all it is. My thing is, I would be upset if my husband even seen anybody struggling or whatever the case may be and he didn't help. Like, I'm a helper. I just assist. I don't care the age, the color, the creed. It's just my nature. Um but and my husband, he's vertically challenged, but I don't think anybody would be asking him to get anything off the
Oh my
shelves.
gosh.
However, I love my husband. We the same size when we laying down, honey. So, but no, that is it's a bit much, honey. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. And ask permission. I it's not oh gosh, they're not asking him to change a tire. They are not asking him to help load their car with a mattress that's going to take him away from her and the baby and their shopping experience or whatever the case may be. They need help getting something off the shelves, and that is it. That's all it should be. And really I think she needs to, talk to her doctor about possibly looking into something to help with the postpartum. Smoke a joint, honey. Relax. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. And I am not asking. I have asked permission from people for different reasons. I remember years into our friendship, V, I remember asking about following your husband on social media for something dealing it had something to do with sport. I don't even know what it was, but I remember asking permission, hey, can I follow or whatever for this, and you was like, girl, follow at your own risk because you gonna unfollow him soon. But nonetheless, that's the kind of the thing that I would ask permission, for. Um, oh, I remember I had a really, really a close friend from long, long time ago. I mean, we were in the cradle together, and I remember seeing him at a function. We were so happy to see each other. And then later on during the night when I was getting ready to leave, I had went over there and asked her permission, could, do you mind if we take a selfie? I have it. And she knew when we first were introduced, she knew the nature of the relationship, but I really wanted us to have a picture and post it and send it to his mom and things like that. I did ask for permission then, that was the only thing. But honey, and they wasn't even married. But nonetheless, that's the only time that I would ask permission from someone else, from another woman, because that would be the only time I would need to ask permission for you to help me get something off the shelf. You know what? Come on, get real. Get real. Pick your battles, lady, because somebody gonna cuss you out one time, one good time. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Mm,
What's your
mm.
thoughts on that weekday?
Okay. So I did respond. Somebody else had posted, one TikTok people that kind of follow her, kind of like see. And she mentioned this too. And she talked about it and she was just like, I remember a time when I asked somebody's husband to help me with somebody. She said the person was like three cars behind her, her car was stalled or something. And she went to go come to that person and she said, you heard his woman in the background say, don't be helping them bitches out and da 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 da. Ladies, first of all, manners are taught not by you. They're taught by the parent, the mother, father, whoever. Okay. And so I always feel like this. The way that my man, or whatever the hell you want to call him, is acting out in public with other women tells you the character of him as a person, right? It identifies the character. You in his ear carry on acting like because I and men, I know y'all like the crazy bitches. Y'all can keep stop telling that lie. Y'all like them crazy bitches that act overly obsessed with you and they just are constantly, oh, my woman won't she won't let me do this and she won't let me breathe. But you like that. You like that because it's like somebody's paying you attention like a child. I put in that person's comments, I said, how about if it was a short man? I've been at the supermarket and some short guy is standing there and he can't reach the damn shelf and somebody come around. Maybe if he's a short gay man. Would you be so upset, ma'am? I mean, are we really
You
getting
almost
no,
was
I'm just
talking
being
about my husband until you said gay, but go ahead.
but I'm just saying, sometimes everybody can't reach that top shelf. Okay, so
Right?
let's even
No,
throw this in.
seriously.
I'm gonna throw this out. V is tall.
I ain't even gonna tell you
Well,
how often
somebody
somebody asks
I'm
me,
trying
and
to
then
ask you to, yeah, I'm
at
sure they
least
do.
once or twice a month,
Yeah, yeah.
somebody asks
Could you?
me to
Yeah.
get
I
something
mean,
off of the
maybe
shelf
somebody
for them.
older, or older woman or something might say, "Could you reach that?" Or "Could you get somebody to help me reach
All the
that?"
time.
I mean,
Mhm. I've
all the
had men
time.
ask me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
That's what I'm
no,
saying. They're short
seriously.
men. Yeah. Yeah. There are men that, I mean, I'm not saying they're super uber short, but I'm saying that they just
Right.
can't reach it. And they like, oh, I mean, they might be asking for other reasons, but most of the time they're asking because they're trying to get to some item. Um, excuse me, I try not to ask people's husbands because I know these crazy bitches are out here trying to hold on to that last piece of that man. Girl, I don't think those women were interested in your man. They were interested in the product to get off the shelf. It wasn't like they were like, help me get off the shelf, and they stood behind to watch his ass. They were asking for just some assistance. And you went all ballistic and crazy, like, oh, they should, how dare they ask my husband? I've been hearing these people lately. Like the one woman said, "You should hug my husband a different way, bitch. Just don't let nobody hug him. Just don't let nobody get near him." I just think that we are really either we're from one extreme to another, right? We're either right now, there's a trend for single women. Like people asking, "Do you want a man to live with you?" Hell no, we don't. As a single woman, no, I don't.
God, no.
I I don't want to be falling into no toilets. I like
Oh,
my
and
rest in my
you
sleep.
will. You
That's
will.
right.
You will. You
I have.
will.
I know.
Yo.
Yes.
And when that happens to me, when I come home, I swear to God, I do this. I take that toilet and and I slam it down as
Man, that's right.
hard as I can. I hope you sleeping when you figure it out. I hope I
That's right.
startle the fuck out. Oh, that drives me crazy.
Yeah. I don't want to
Okay.
fall into no toilets. I don't care. I don't care if you don't want peanut butter and jelly tonight for dinner. That's what I'm the fuck having. I mean, it's like
Cereal.
to that point. Yeah, with some cereal, or but I'm saying to the other extreme, you do have somebody in your life, and it's beautiful for you, and nobody's taking that away from you, girl. But for you to be that obsessed that your man will help some, so you're trying to say you don't want him holding doors, like,
Mm-mm.
let that bitch get and grab that door and let her walk through that door. If somebody like we're dealing with snow, so you're gonna tell your man, don't help that bitch shovel that snow. Let her get that. I think she should have got her man like I got me a man, girl. And let me help you out. So I'm gonna pull you closer because you seem like you really got stupid on your mind. Every woman can have a man. Did y'all know that? Any woman can have a man. It's not that hard, boo boo. It's not hard to get one of them. The part that we are choosing and we're choosing who we have in our lives. It's not because we can't have one. So I'm going to have you step on back. I want you to go get you some help. If you are having some, I mean, I don't know if you're in
Insecurities are showing.
postpartum or whatever, but your insecurities are really showing, and
They
it's
really
really
are.
it starts to get
It's a
unhealthy
shame.
for your relationship. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It's a healthy way. If you're spending in your relationship worrying about that man's holding doors, if he's helping somebody pick something off the shelf, God forbid, if he's helping a coworker grab a meal, then you got bigger fish to fry
Ask
because after a
permission.
while, that is no longer going to be cute to ask for
And
permission from you to ask your
for
husband to
help.
go pick up anything. Yeah, but I'm gonna say this because not only did I see that last week, I think, or a week before, I saw this woman say she's standing in the market. The woman's husband turns to her and starts talking to her and say, "Can you believe this line?" Blah 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 blah. And she said, next thing she know, the woman's like, "How you want to talk to my husband?" She said, all I said was, okay. She said, I was in a rush. I just wanted to get out of the store. She said, I was like, I just said, okay. She said, she said, girl, let me tell you something. And I have to tell you what she said is so true. This Negro couldn't even lift his wallet to pay for the goddamn groceries that you lift in your car to pay for. Why would I want him? What does he bring to the table? So my question to her is, you think those two women that are asking
Wow.
already see you with an infant child? That means child support. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody wants to be a stepmother. Child, they ain't thinking about your man. They wanted whatever was on their shelf. So now we know that women don't go out asking anybody. Try to find an employee that will have kindly, and that might be
I ain't got
somebody's
time
husband
for all
too.
that. I've been unclimbed the
Girl,
shelves and
Yeah,
ain't
I got
nobody
yeah.
she
around.
You think
I'm
of
just
it.
gonna have to be a
I don't.
TikTok. I'm just gonna have to
I,
be a TikTok. meme or whatever,
Or
because
or we
ain't
just
no way
gonna
in
Yeah,
we
hell I'm
just
doing all of that shit.
yeah,
Can you
it's
give this to me
ridiculous.
or nah?
Yeah,
And I'm not
that's
asking
ridiculous.
permission. I'm
that's
No,
not.
the thing. Like,
no, I
I'm
don't
not
care what
asking
you say.
permission for your
So,
when
but
did he become a prized possession?
That's
this is
right.
what we're not talking about, though, ladies. The fact that when they asked him to do this, he looked at her for permission.
Well,
Yeah,
because he
like
henpecked anyway. We
right.
know the
So,
deal.
Yeah.
so this she didn't train this man to do this ignorant shit, which
Toxic is
tells
as
me,
toxic
because
does.
a lot of people will be like, well, maybe he cheated on her in the past. Nah, he didn't cheat on her. This is learned
Well, you don't
behavior.
really know that. You
We
don't know
don't
that.
know. We
She,
don't know.
yeah,
But my
she,
thoughts
she
are,
probably if he has cheated on her, then if for him to stay in the relationship, I know people have done it, and they said, well, whatever I say goes. And if that person wants to stay and put up with that nonsense, but go ahead, B, because I do agree with you that there's
yeah,
something
Plot
I
wrong
don't.
here.
twist.
It's something wrong with him
I
Plot
too.
don't think
twist.
it's.
She's the cheater. She's the
Yeah.
cheater.
Yeah, there's something, and that's why I went to go look at her TikTok, because it was very intriguing to me that he looked at her for permission, and I'm like, I need to know a little bit more about this couple and this relationship. And then that's when I saw that they had it had taken them a while to have a baby and all of that stuff. I'm
Yeah,
thankful. I'm glad that
well,
y'all had y'all baby, but you need to go get some help, because she may have been cheated on in past. This may be, this learned behavior from generations, and what we're taught from our mamas and our grandmamas and our aunties about what to do to keep a man and all this shit. Like, I don't know if she been cheated on by him, if she been cheated on in a previous relationship, but she seems extremely controlling, and she seemed pretty confident and her fact that they had the audacity, and she's sticking her tongue out, and I'm like, girl,
oh boy. Oh, this
no,
y'all got
no.
it. Y'all
And I
y'all
and I
got
don't
it.
mean no disrespect. There's some money for everybody. Thank you, Lord. You have made sure that there's a person for
Uh-huh.
everybody on this earth.
Nah, she
But don't
got it.
nobody want that man. Trust me. All they wanted from
No.
that man was what was ever
Was a
on
little
that shelf.
help.
Did y'all see that man? All they wanted was
Yeah.
whatever's on that shelf. Trust me.
Child.
Yeah.
That
Take
was
your
not what that's
insecurities
not nah.
and
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Keep that man,
Mm-mm.
girl. Keep that
Mm-mm.
you
man.
got, like I
Nobody,
said, you
nobody
got
wanted
it.
that man.
All right, so
You got it.
what's this guy name from Minnesota, the coach? What's his name? Y'all know I ain't done none of my research. What's the man name? The black guy that was cheating on a what his white assistant? Okay.
Tyrone or
Let's
something.
talk
What's his
about that.
name? Yeah, I forgot. Let me. Oh,
So
girl,
let me make
that's
sure.
not.
So this
Okay.
what is a cheating fool, right? So I want to make sure I got this right. So you cheat on your wife, been cheating on your wife. You got, hold on, y'all. My ringer is on and my phone is blowing up. So you cheat on your wife, been cheating on your wife with this assistant that working with or whatever, to the point that you got plan B's coming to your place of business.
Talk about people not minding their business.
Okay. So not only is you cheating, you raw dogging her and then going back home to your wife.
and the
Secondly,
and the Uber driver told.
listen, then you get fired, lose all this money. You go home, tell your wife you did lost all this money. Why you did lost all this money? Then your crazy ass go to the girl house and you stalking her and harassing her. Then in true nature and how things normally work out, she calling the cops on you.
Of
Ain't she the
course
one
she
that
is.
told on you?
Mhm.
Like,
She
when
helped the
when will y'all
investigation.
when will y'all learn to keep your shit in your pants? And I, I I don't know what to think about this wife. I'm sure that her mind was going a mile a minute because all of this shit was happening at one time. But when you got that call that your husband had been arrested, did you go bail him out?
Yes, she did.
Right. So you went and bailed him out After all, and so that's what I said. I don't know if it was because everything was happening at one time that she just couldn't. Why you didn't leave his ass in there? He ain't got no job. He been raw dogging this bitch and is coming home to you, and then you gonna go bail him out with what money? I,
They must have had some.
Oh, they had some money.
my
He
Yeah,
point
they
wasn't
had
is,
some
you
blowing.
money.
don't
He
need to
wasn't
be
blowing
spending your
fine.
money. You don't need to be spending your money, but bailing out. First of all, he not loyal. You might not get your money back because his ass might run again. You can't be wasting money like this when your man ain't got no job. And he just told you he cheated on you. And you didn't bailed his ass out.
I hope she has some mad money because today is a mad day. I
Hmm.
told you
Jerome
these are
Maybe
the
it
Ward.
just
mad
took her.
money times.
Maybe it just took her a moment. This is what I'm hoping. It just took her a moment to process everything. And when they called and told her that her man was locked up, that she just was still in wife mode and wasn't in her right mind to realize he belonged to the streets
You
now.
you you know you know we're not talking about a typical
Mm-hmm.
black
Mm-hmm.
woman wife.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. I
Okay.
understand
All
that.
right.
Okay.
I don't
Well
care
then,
whether
Okay.
you black,
So,
white, Puerto Rican.
yeah, no, it makes
yeah,
I
no,
don't
it's a
no.
care.
difference.
Our
I
It makes a
reactions
don't
are a
difference.
little
care.
different.
I
No, our
Yeah.
understand,
reaction
but
times are a little different. You and I would have reacted a tad bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you are confused. That's why you are taken aback because she acted just as she was supposed to act for the nature of the situation. None of this shocks me. None of this shocks me, especially for people who tend to be a little bit more opportunistic,
Mm-hmm.
for me. But she knew, and a lot of that stuff she knew, or where there's smoke there's always fire, and you cannot
Mm-hmm.
tell me that there wasn't any smoke. Now he has been investigated since he uh pro I'm not sure, so I don't want to misspeak, but it was either when he was on the football team before Harborough, under Harborough's staffing, or if they
Mm-hmm.
were investigating him once he became the head coach, but it was for something that he might been involved in a season or two back, or a year or two back, but not that far back. So he was already on the school's radar, if you will. And then just the Uber drive, it's awful funny how or the DoorDash, or I don't know if it's Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever, whoever delivered the plan B to his office was the one who also sent an anonymous tip. However, that is not the first tip this school has been,
Mm-hmm.
because there was some talks and there was some rumblings, because from what I understood, he was very out in the open. Nah, not out in the open with it, but they weren't being very concealing with the relationship. Now, my assumption is uh something must have happened, the tables must have turned, and then she started cooperating a little more with the receipts and all of that, or however the case may be. But dude, you lost your job, and this is called poor dick management. This is the result of poor dick management. They're not saying that all of them do, but the expectation of being unfaithful is very high. Okay, in that industry, in that field, or whatever. So this doesn't come to a surprise, but then this joker wanted to now be all oh, this is your fault, and this is because of you I'm going down, and I'm like, like Weekday always mentions accountability. Well, where's the accountability? Where, in the butter knife, in the this is your fault, blood is going to be on your hands. Yeah, I wish you would come to me with a "Nigga, do it,"
So,
and we're
so you
doing it,
guys,
but
let me tell
you
y'all the
know,
real story because I don't think y'all got the
poor dick
real story of
management.
what's going on. Okay, so yes, if you want to bring a man down, ladies, do it by his dick because that's all
That's
they
it.
think with. They don't know. Most great men have come down because of that dick. That, as my mama called it, the man in the boat. Okay. And it's always fucking sinking.
Oh,
But
I
let's
thought that
go
was the
and
clip, but okay.
okay. So Sherrod Moore is his name, right? So this is really the scandal. There had been talk around the school that he was having an affair with the assistant. Well, first of all, his assistant, she was his assistant, not a coach, his executive assistant, you know. He moved her salary from $52,000 to
Yep.
Yeah,
$90,000.
that
Yep.
was a
Okay, so that's a question.
big leap.
So that's a big question mark. Okay,
Yep.
so the
Yep.
director of the athletic department said, "Listen, we are hearing rumors that you are having an affair with another colleague. In your contract, it is in his contract
Oh
that he
yeah.
cannot have that misconduct in the contract." He said, "I hope
Well,
we don't find out. If I get proof," he said, "if I get proof, we're going to fire you." So he said, "You have an option. You can either move the assistant to another department, or you can fire her."
and
He fired her. She told. Yeah, she told.
yep.
She told because she got fired.
Yeah.
And she was not going to just get fired from her new $90,000 a year job. Last year, that man made I think $10 million. He has a $5
With the
million
bonuses.
contract, but
Yeah.
but the
With the
bonuses, if you go
bonuses.
into other, yeah, other,
Yep.
you play additional games
Boosters and
outside the
things.
season.
Yep.
It's just like with the NFL, you get a
Hmm.
bonus, right? It's not your regular paycheck. He has 3 kids by his wife. They've been married for 10 years. Okay. Um, the question comes in is, you saw this girl trailing around your husband. You knew.
Yeah.
Let's just
She
move
did.
back. She
She
knew.
did.
She knew.
She
But
did.
guess what? You said something that's true. When there's opportunity, why would you leave? Why
Right.
would you
I
put up with
mean,
it? We see this a lot with them. Okay, so we're talking about them, right? With them, it's the opportunity that how could I leave this lifestyle? I'm just gonna put up with his little cheating because guess what? In those 10 years he's been cheating. This ain't
yeah.
new. This ain't new for her. She knew he been cheating the whole time. He got 3 little girls with her. So you wait until you have an opportunity. Either you move that person to another department or you fire them. Now, most women, if we had that option, what would we do? We would just move them to another department. We
I'll
could
go to
still
another
get our
department
sneaky
and
link.
still collect the
Get my
benefits that
sneaky
I've
link. That's right.
collected.
That's why I still get my sneaky link on, but they don't work for me because that was the part. That's the part right there. Either you move her out of your
Hoes are
department or you
stupid
fire her.
these
Now,
days.
what idiot would fire somebody when he could just have moved her to another department and kept going on? Because as long as she didn't work in his department, she wasn't a subordinate. He could still have had that affair because
He
in his
forgot he was
contract it
waking
only
up a
said,
black man.
yeah, but that's the problem. That's the problem right there.
What'd you
But
say,
let's
bookworm?
not. We're not even.
He
We're not going
forgot
to even
that
get a
when he
color.
wakes up in the
That's
morning,
right.
he is a black
Yep.
man. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, and you're
dude, you
That's
messing
what I
with
was
these.
understand
saying.
when
That's what I
when
was
you
saying
go
in the
to
beginning.
sleep
Like, when
at
are you gonna
night
Yes.
learn?
and you wake up in the
Hmm.
morning, you is still as black as you was when you went to
That's
bed that
right,
night.
girl.
They
As
forget.
black as you
They
were when
forget.
that
They
doctor
think
spanked
because
your
they got this
ass and woke you
money
up.
and this,
Yep. And they keep forgetting.
prestigiousness,
They
that
keep
this
thinking.
that don't
At
They
this
keep
matter.
big
thinking that they have a
prestigious
seat at the
school.
table. I keep telling y'all,
Okay.
we don't get a seat at the table. Do y'all understand the seat at the table? Because y'all seem like y'all keep missing it. But I keep bringing this up. You don't get a placemat. You don't get a fork, knife, and spoon, or a plate. You get to sit your ass at the table, but you're not eating. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about here? Because maybe y'all don't really understand the metaphor behind the eating part. That means if you're eating, you're being accepted. You're not being accepted, people. I don't give a shit how many, as our boy would call you, snowflakes that you, we've seen the plenty of snow out here now. How many snowflakes you would have hooked up with does not give you authority to think that you are above what every other black man deals with.
So,
You're no longer. First of all, we know that your little butter knife antic. You ain't trying to kill yourself with no damn butter knife. Who the hell? You
she
can
did.
barely cut
He
butter
That
with
couldn't
a
have
pissed
done
me
damn
that.
butter
all the
knife.
way
He
off.
couldn't have done that with
That
Okay,
us.
pissed me off. I don't know
no,
what
He
pissed
could
me off
not have
more.
done that with
Her going to
us.
bail his ass out or that damn butter knife. I think the butter knife
No.
pissed me off the
Oh no,
most.
she had
but
to
you
bail
know,
him out. That's a part
yeah,
of
she
the
had to bail
plan.
him out.
You
Yep,
gotta bail him
yeah, that's the
out.
plan.
I
Yeah,
mean,
listen,
remember, she's an opportunist. I'm
that's
sorry,
right.
God
an
damn.
opportunist. She has to
Right.
bail him
Mm-mm.
out. She,
Yep,
yes, she does. She does. And that base
Mm-mm.
salary been coming in for a minute. There's a nice
minute.
little
Yep,
nest egg. There's a nice little
mm-hmm.
savings. Just because he lost his job now, he's he, he's n- he's broke. He's going to be uh he's unemployed moving forward.
That's all.
Unemployed doesn't
Yeah.
mean broke.
Mm-mm.
And until
We've seen
he
this in the
is, and
yeah,
he
we've
going
seen
to
this in the
stay there
NBA.
until he's broke.
Yeah,
Okay, so there's a big difference between, losing your job, but he ain't broke, not with that base. And I'm gonna tell you, that's one of the small, that salary for college coaches, and
it's a very
that's a big
big
school.
time. Yeah.
Hit that
Yep.
salary
Hmm.
was on the low end,
That's
was
right.
on the
Yep.
very low end of college
College
coaches and things of
coaches.
that
Yeah.
nature, and that's a big
But I
school.
mean, let's just say this. We see it's not that man will not get a job again. That's why she
No,
took him back. He'll get a job
right.
again. Near Long, what was the coach? That coach that
He's
what
over
was it?
there, and he
Boston.
over there. Yep, and he over there in
That's right.
Texas.
That she was going to marry, and he got another job. He black, yeah. He got another job. He'll get
And
another
he
job.
and
He may
he
not get
wasn't
a
even
full coaching job.
fraternizing. Right. And that coach wasn't even fraternizing. He was sleeping
No.
with his boss's
So
chicks.
it's job. Yep,
Allegedly.
that's right.
Sorry, y'all.
Yep, it's
Allegedly.
alleged. And
But
still, she was another
nonetheless,
snowflake. And she was a snowflake, as I remember. But
so there you go.
at the end of the day, will he probably get past this? Well, first of all, the criminal side of it is because you were at that white woman's house.
Right. That's it.
No
That's
matter what
it.
y'all want to say, you can say because she's saying he made threats. Girl, what was he going to do with a butter knife? He was making threats about his own bodily harm. He wasn't saying that he was going to harm you with that damn butter knife. But you told, and guess what? You didn't get fired. She still has her job.
Of course
Yes,
she
she does.
does.
She does
She's
because she tattles on
cooperating.
everything. She sent
She's
all
cooperating.
the text
Yeah.
messages and everything to show
That's a
that they were
that's
having an affair the minute
cooperation.
that he tried to fire her. And her $90,000.
Cooperation.
Could you imagine going from a $52,000 a year job to a $38,000 come up?
I'm singing.
That's a big
What?
come up.
I'm singing. You want
To
me to sing
90.
it, write it, record it?
That's right.
What you want?
Yep.
I know some shorthand. I learned to tell you this bitch in Ebonics. What?
That's right.
Swahili? Pig Latin?
Yeah. That's
Let's
right.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. His wife will not be divorcing him anytime soon. I doubt it.
Nah.
Listen, it wouldn't
Nah,
be me. I would
nah.
have been like Nia
Mm-mm.
Long. I'm sorry. It that just I'm
Yep.
not. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an opportunist. It's not about money for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-mm.
I'm married for
And
love.
you're also a different hue.
Different race.
Yeah,
Yep.
listen.
Folks our hues don't tend
Mm-hmm.
to put up with a whole lot of
Homie ain't gonna play
horsepower,
with that.
especially
Homie ain't gonna put up with
I
that.
especially
would
No.
ain't no
Mm-mm.
way in
especially
hell
when it's
I
in
would have been
public
bailing his ass out.
embarrassment.
I would have been
Well,
at my
when you're
damn divorce
right,
lawyer's
because
office
we
while he
don't
was
deal
sitting up in there.
right, because we don't deal with public embarrassment.
Mm-mm.
We
No, we're
do
not.
not
Mm-mm.
deal not that well. We do not
Mm-mm.
honey, I have a
You done
bad,
gave her a
bad
raise.
case. It don't
You
Yeah, he
done
gave her
gave
matter.
a
her a
raise.
Public
raise. You over
embarrassment
here
would
raw
not.
dogging her. Like,
Yeah, but
no,
Yeah,
that's okay
no.
for them.
Mm-mm,
It's not
mm-mm,
always
yeah.
okay for us. It's
mm-mm,
not okay for us.
mm-mm.
We
Somebody
we
I
said
know.
she was
I'm talking about
pregnant.
for
No,
me.
I don't
I'm talking
know.
about for me personally.
Oh yeah, we
Ain't no
would have
way in
left.
hell.
Of course,
Ain't no
we
way
would
in
have put
hell.
up.
Well, the Plan B, y'all got to remember, the Plan B came afterwards because they say he was doing Plan Bs, but I think now she's saying she's pregnant. I don't know. I don't know how truthful it is. People saying she's pregnant. I don't know what's going on. Personally, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna stay on the side, on the right side, which is my black side. This is white people business at this point. You done fucked up. You done got into the white people side of this. 8.5 by 11s take care of this because this ain't got nothing to do with us. Black women, we're gonna stand down on this one. This is another one of y'all that I just really makes me so angry, and I'm just gonna really be honest because if you
What's
look at Emmett Till, who never, that woman said he never said anything to her, but she got him killed, and y'all still haven't learned your lesson. I'm gonna leave y'all over there. I'm gonna leave you over there because y'all didn't see that young man that he got hurt messing with them folks for no apparent reason and y'all still ain't learned. Well, guess what? I'm going to say this. People love whoever they want to love at this point. But I'm going to let you love from a distance, brother. We ain't taking your side. We ain't riding behind you. Go on now, as we say down south. Go on now, because you on your own, right? We're going to read your little story and we're going to say, but I will not be crying for you. And guess what? I'm going to tell you again. Your head is up here, not down in your pants. That's my commentary.
Poor dick management. And that
um
might be the
Amen.
title of this episode.
poor
That's
Dick
right.
man?
Yeah. Hmm.
I was listening to Angie Martinez and Bun B, and they were talking to someone. I can't even remember who they were talking to at this point,
Hmm.
but they were talking. He was asking about being married and advice, and Bun B was like, "Yo, like I don't care how pretty she is. There's always gonna be somebody prettier than your wife. There's always gonna be somebody with a better body than your wife. There's always gonna be somebody talking that shit better than your wife. But you gotta like Bookworm said, you gotta practice dick management because that can take away everything. There is a reason you said I do to that woman. There is a reason you gave her your last name. And just because somebody prettier, got a better body, whatever, is not stressing you out and nagging you, that is no reason to throw away everything. This man got 10 years with this woman, 3 babies, right? And I know, this situation might be different as opportunities, but I'm just talking in general. Like, we got to do better. We got to think about long term instead of doing stuff based on short term feelings. Because, yo, like,
I
what
mean,
you
I
do?
agree. I agree that this, and he said something in that commentary in that podcast. He said something about you built that. That's something you
Yes,
built. How,
yes,
how could you think that you're going to start from scratch with somebody else when you've already built a foundation? Pretty much that's what he said. He didn't say those exact
right,
words, but it was like you've already built a foundation with somebody that you trust. You know them. You know everything. That's why they always talk about the 80-20 rule, right? 80%.
right.
Live with your 80 and stop looking for that extra 20. There's not going to be anybody that's 100% of what you want. And let me tell you, men, we feel the same way about y'all asses too. Y'all thinking y'all the only one that somebody's flirting with, somebody's saying something to, whatever. But we don't think with our JJ. We don't have our little cat out every time somebody says something and meowing at everybody, right? We know that there are bigger things that are there are much more grander things in the world in life than just going out and chasing after every little everything that comes around, chasing those mice that come around, because most of them are mice, chasing those mice and with our little kitty cat. We're not doing that. Okay. But you guys, every time I turn around, you swinging and dangling for what reason? Because
The
you can't
chase.
think with the upstairs. Upstairs, listen, up here, okay? This is why y'all so mad at us because we're making more money than you. We're not getting fired from jobs because we out there being Hoisha. We just not. We have set some standards. Yeah, and guess what? On our weekends, we can be Hoisha, but we're not being Hoisha at the job. And mainly, we're not hiring people to be Hoisha. With, I mean, just think about how women are progressing because we are not thinking always about our anatomy. We are thinking
And
about
their
bigger and
choices,
higher things.
their choices, like you
Exactly.
have a wide variety of whatever you
Mhm.
may want that will
Exactly.
cooperate to the fullest extent of
Yeah.
mistressing.
Yeah.
So why would you just attempt to lose everything you have even worked hard for behind that kind of stuff? I just, I just don't get it. It's
Right.
the thrill of the chase. It's the can I? Yeah, you can. You can. We all can. We all can step
Yeah.
outside of our relationships and go find anybody else that's willing, ready, and is just down with whatever. Yes, we can. There is nothing out here that any of us have to prove other than, yeah, we can, as long as there's somewhere warm to put it. Yeah, they
That's
will.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and as long as there's women willing to, there's someone for everyone when we talk
Mhm.
about, oh, relationships and everything. And there's always someone for everyone when anyone wants to step out. They're out there. It's not only what you're doing, it's your who you're choosing to do it with. You're very dumb. So you're thinking with the head without the brain instead of thinking with the one with. And that's where and this has been happening since the beginning of time. So,
It is.
you know, uh it's just it's
We lost Miss Bookworm. That's because she was speaking the
Ah,
truth.
she was definitely dropping gems.
Yes, she
And
was.
I had to agree with her. It's just that people have choices. What choice are you going to make? And what choice is going to affect the whole entire thing? And I saw Shannon Sharp, who was like, "Oh my God, I felt for this guy. I saw because I was there and I knew people. No, people stopped calling me. People stopped talking to me. The people I knew because this was headlines. Yeah, you're right, sir. It was headlines, and it was something that we were all talking about because we said to ourselves because you've said it on many occasions, and a lot of these men have. Oh, I ain't messing with that woman. I ain't settling down. But you out here hoeing. You out here hoeing with
Yep.
anything that could flick your dick. People get out of the dick business, men, because it's never been good for you. I haven't met a man yet, and it doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. That dicking has been good for you. It has not made you prosperous. It's always making you lose out and lose out big time. And we've seen it. We saw it with Tiger Woods. We've seen it with all of these. Um, we've seen it with Shannon Sharp. You gave somebody that kind of money at some 20 some odd year old. You done gave them more money than you made in your football career. You gave them half of your football career money. I mean, come on, y'all. I'm not saying money is the most epitome of everything, but sir, it does matter. It does matter that you not only gave up your money, but you gave up your reputation. And y'all busy calling us a bunch of hoes. Y'all need to go look yourselves in the goddamn mirror. Come on now. As soon as we would do something like that, we'd be hoes and sluts. What the hell y'all think y'all are? And plus, if I'm a hoe, at least I ain't losing my goddamn money to hoe around. Huh?
That part.
That part right there.
Sorry about that, guys. It was an incoming call from my mother-in-law. I couldn't find my way back.
It's all good. It's all good. So I'm gonna shift a little bit because this is tis the season, right? This is our last podcast before the holidays. So I thought it would be good to talk about just some gift giving. As you're thinking about your children, your loved ones, your family. So I was listening to Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, the other day, and he had a really good list of 5 gifts to give people that I thought I'd
Mhm.
share. The
Mhm.
first one that my family and I have done often, especially when the kids were younger, we would, go away during the Christmas holiday, was experiences over expenses. So, instead of giving a bunch of toys and clothes and things like that, give experiences, right? So maybe I have a friend, her son and her, and he's older, he's in his 20s. She's giving him tickets to a basketball game. So she told him, listen, that's what we're gonna do. You pick out which game you want to attend. That's what we're gonna do. That's your Christmas gift. The game could be at Christmas Day, it could be in January, but we're gonna that's what I'm giving you this year. Um, so I thought that was really, a really good idea, especially, he's older, and you're still
Mhm.
finding ways to make some experiences, and just the things that they've always done, like my Mia, we always do gingerbread houses. I hate doing gingerbread houses, but we do them every year. um and that's our thing. We wear matching pajamas every year. That's our thing. So I thought that was really, a good one. And then the other one was ownership gifts, right? So something else, I think, I know I've done for my children, and I think Bookworm, you've done for yours as well, is buy them some stock.
Yeah.
So when they're were growing up, I would buy them stock. So they have stock in, Apple, couple of other ones that they can just kind of hold on to long term. Um, so you buy them some stock, or you buy them some type of ownership gift. And then when they get older, and they get of age, you sit down and you start talking to them, of course, before then, but you sit down and you talk to them and you explain, okay, I'm moving this from my ownership to you. This is what this
Mhm.
means, and how you can move forward doing, building your own wealth from this gift that I've given you all these years. And then another one was skill building gift, which I thought was awesome. So say if you have a kid that's into martial arts, you
Yeah.
know, give them a martial arts, classes, instead of a toy that they're going to forget about in 60 days, right? They'll remember that, they'll appreciate that, and that will help grow their character. It will help build their self-confidence. There's so much reward coming from a skill building gift, especially a skill building gift of something of extreme interest from that child. Another one was a legacy gift. So what Pastor Brian had talked about was like a quilt. I guess it had been passed down from generation to generation. And, just talking about the quilt, what the quilt meant, who it came from, how did this quilt come to be a part of our family? And, sometimes people give jewelry or just different things. And it helps you to learn more about your family and where you come from, right? Because you have those conversations. So it's one of those gifts that will be special, but it also can be a history lesson at the same time. And then lastly, um y'all know I can spell my ass off, but I can't say nothing to save my life. Phila Phila
Philanthropy.
there you go.
Philanthropy.
There you
Hmm.
go. And I ain't ashamed either, god damn it. That part, that gift.
Philanthropy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think
Philanthropical.
that that's,
Hmm.
yeah, I think that that's a great way to teach, especially when you're doing that with your children, to teach them about giving back and about people that, something that you're interested in. It doesn't always have to be, feeding the homeless, right? It could be something that is of interest to your child, and have them do something to give back and to donate their time or their skill set or anything to whatever it is that choice, that organization, that topic, whatever it is of their choice. So I thought that those were really great suggestions. And so I thought I'd share it on the podcast for
That
anybody
is
that's still
nice.
thinking about, gift giving, and they're tired of buying the same old stuff every year. And especially even when you have like nieces or nephews, or people like that in your life, like, outside of your children, but just children that are in your life, and you want to give them something different. Their parents are going to get them the latest shoes and the latest game for their console. So maybe you
Ha
do
ha, not these parents.
maybe you do a skill building gift, or
We
like,
be
because
sending that stuff to the aunts and uncles. We be like, you gotta ask auntie for that. No, 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 no,
well, listen, I mean, I'm
no,
just saying, I'm just throwing it out there, right? But
no.
we all know the aunties and the uncles do give they do get the
They
best
give the
gifts,
best
right?
gifts. Yep, they do. They
They
give the best
definitely do.
gifts.
They get them gifts, and we look at that list and be like, oh hell no, what you think this is? Like one of my daughters, she
I
used to put a
truly
Gucci
believe
bag
that.
on her list every year. She finally stopped putting it on the list because I'm like,
You're not.
I do believe that, I mean, I thought about today, when I was growing up and as a kid, even though my mom said, put five things you really want. And, but you always wanted that one thing. And I mean, as much as she said, put the five things, I should have just put the one thing because that's what I really truly want. And I think that if you remember back, and I always say this, and you guys know I've been saying this for weeks to tell people don't be spending all your money buying toys and stuff because these kids don't remember. So I did see the Pastor Bryant thing, and the first thing was about experiences. The kids could
Mm-hmm.
not remember the gifts.
Mm-mm.
The kids could not remember the
They
gifts.
really
And
can't.
let me tell you, these weren't black kids. These were Anglo-Saxons. They could not remember. The mother asked all three of them, what do you remember? What was the best thing you remember about Christmas last year? They remember going to Hawaii. I think it was Hawaii and somewhere, and they went to, like, I think Cancun or somewhere in Mexico, somewhere. But they remembered all of that, but they couldn't remember the gifts that they got. Um, I want our people to understand that that's what we were talking about when I said stop buying these. If you can't afford to buy the gifts, don't buy the gifts. On Thanksgiving, my sister came in town with the boys, and they're my small nephews. If you guys don't know, I do have older nephews and nieces, right? But I have those are the youngest ones. And you know what gave them? We went to an Eagles game, which wasn't Jeep, but that was an experience, and they'll never
Mm-hmm.
forget. Even though the baby
Yep.
slept, his sleeping through the whole game just took us out. Because I mean, he all the noise around him. He slept. When I tell you he slept, did not budge. He slept through the whole game. It was
Ooh.
cold that day. We had blankets on him. He never woke up.
Oh wow.
But I'm gonna say this: the things that we enjoyed together were playing games, playing Uno, putting a puzzle together. Guys, as much as you think that this sounds so corny and so not so great, when I look at Christmas movies and I was looking at
Mm-hmm.
some, I was trying to get in the spirit, you see that people, when the families get together, they're doing family fun things. And that's what you all remember, that family time you spent together. Like, remember the time we did such and such? I can tell you that your kid, maybe they'll play those Nintendo games for a couple of weeks, or they'll wear those Air Jordans until the next pair comes out. But they're not going to remember those things. That's all they're going to remember is, oh, now my Air Jordans are dull, man. I got to give me another pair. It's some AJ. No. What you need to do is say, okay, let's spend some family time together. Like V said, she hates making gingerbread houses, but that's something that's become a classic in her home.
And it's
It's
quality
something that,
time.
and it's quality time, and I think that's what
Mm-hmm.
we're missing here is that
Yeah.
we don't take. We only start talking about at funerals. We'll say, "I wish I spent more time with them." Well, listen,
You
while
had
people
them.
are here, like we say, give them their flowers, give them their time. Let's spend more time with whoever. Like right now, I'm not working, but I try to spend more time with my mom because I really had said at 62 I was going to semi-retire anyway because I wanted to spend. My mom is getting older, so I wanted to spend time with her. I mean, my mom will be 80 in 2 years. Those days are so important, and you should cherish every day like that. So when I start thinking about the holidays and things like that, I'm thinking about it in the sense of, yeah, I'll give gifts, but we never can give the gift of time, right? We can't get
Mm-mm.
it back. So we need to
Yeah.
start maybe putting on our list, not just like, even if those experiences, you can't take your kids to London, or you can't, because I was planning to go to London. I just couldn't get that flight together for Christmas. But maybe you can't take your kids to London, but maybe go and take them to some of the events that you wouldn't take them to. Maybe like here in Philly, take them to Sixers game. They're going to play, or take them to Longwood Gardens. Yeah,
Ride through the
it
light
might be, and
show.
take drive do some light shows. Those are things, and then afterwards maybe have dinner or somewhere, go somewhere fun, or do something at home. I just think that we are missing opportunities. I do agree buying some stock. You can buy some EFTs. What is it, ETFs? You can buy some. They were what we called mutual funds back in the day. You can try to, like, when you guys were spending your money, and I'm saying you guys because I saw you out there at the Gucci, Louis Vuitton, when you were spending that stimmy check that you will never see again. You should have been investing in the future for your children, because all the kids got a stimulus check too, right, in your household. And instead of worrying about getting them the latest craze or the whatever they thought was at that moment, now y'all craving for another one because you didn't think about wisely spending it. I will tell you, I didn't really get one, and what I got, I invested. I put some money away because it was actually my money from the beginning. Just FYI, y'all don't really know that was your money anyway. But I'm just saying, like, those are times where we need to start building, think about building wealth, but also building some time, and stop letting your kids sit out on social media in front of TV, and you're not paying attention. Because
Right.
I can tell you that's a paying attention is probably more valuable than anything else. If you said, let's do something different, we're not sitting on this couch today, or at Christmas time, let's go out, let's do something other than what we do every year, which is open 50 million gifts and not do anything. Let's play some games. Let's do something that is going to get us to stimulate us, and spend time really as a family, because those holidays are around family.
Yeah,
That's
and
my
And
advice.
start some
go ahead, Rosemary.
traditions too. You can start
Hmm.
Hmm.
traditions and get the kids input. They're never
Yeah.
too old or too young to give you input on maybe what they, not so much what they would like to have, but what would you like to do.
What to
What
do?
can we
Right.
do to start a tradition, maybe counting down the 12 days of Christmas,
Hmm.
like maybe a little something each day, for like stocking stuffer type things, and then you
Uh,
get a gift, or maybe a movie night and popcorn and things like
hmm.
that. Just start traditions, caroling. I remember one year we were here and the doorbell rang and there were carolers here, and I was like, oh my god, that was the best thing ever. So just start traditions that you get the input from the family, and make it meaningful. Time spent and quality time is a little bit more meaningful. And then this year, well, ever since our kids were like teenagers, it was, I used to go all out when they were little, and I swear the kids would be more interested in the box and the wrapping that they came in than the actual toys themselves. um but now that they are of age, we started doing more, scheduling more family trips, family vacations. So the oldest, he know not to be looking for too much around Christmas time, because he gets an all expense paid family trip every year, and he's in the shadows of get ready to be 30 in a few years. So he ain't asking for much. He just appreciates the fact that, oh, we going here this year, all right, let me know so I can put in my time off. So and we started doing those kind of vacations. We're only about to 6 years in, maybe a couple of years before before the pandemic happened. So, that's more our thing. But this year, our kids have access to my Amazon account so that they can have the Prime and do their own free shipping, and they stick on their own, card information. Then I just said to them, listen, by December 1st, you each have $100 a budget. Put whatever each of you have $100 to put in that Amazon cart. Make sure it's in there by the 1st so we don't have no shipping delays. Make sure it's Prime so that we're not paying extra on anything. Look for the ones that have clip coupons, no questions asked. There you go. I'll push send. That's it. I don't, because during the year, especially for the youngest one, she's not working. She's getting her hair done. She runs track. She cheers. There's a lot of expenses going into that girl's hair and shoes and products. And then there's always a homecoming dance. And then now I need my hair done and my nails done and my feet done. And she got some lashes on that I swear she wasn't born with. So, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, and then facial wipes and gel and that falls on me. So I'm just like, you better figure something out. You do get an allowance and things for the chores, but you I just put a limit on it. I'm like, yeah. And the boy, he just put everything he could for his car in there. That's it. He want a sticker here and some decals here and lights and stuff. Okay, that's it. And you have what you want. We also started, our own little family traditions of doing things and how we're celebrating. Um, some that I incorporated from my childhood, that I just started incorporating the past couple of years. So that's what we just do. And we had to kind of sit these kids down and let them know, y'all got some shit 364. So don't be looking for something all extra and over the top on that one day. It's just not it's not flowing with us. Y'all are very blessed, and we uh take every moment we can to remind them of how blessed you are and how non-entitled you are. So we spend more time telling our kids what you ain't getting around these here parts and what. No, what y'all better go sit down somewhere. What,
Hmm.
come on. You need, and my husband, y'all already know, he cheap as the day is long. He'll ask you what you need before he asks you what you want. So there's that. So, but
Yeah.
no, I agree with a lot of these things because material
Mm-hmm.
things become overrated, and don't stress. This is a stressful time of year where we're not only trying to make ends meet and put food on the table, but also stressing ourselves out to put something under the tree, which is, it's very capitalistic and it's very materialistic. And sometimes we have to get our children's heads a little bit down out the clouds and bring them back to reality, because entitlement and just downright being spoiled tends to take over. And I was a little later when I had my kids, so I'm the type where I'm going to cuss you out and just, what, go. You're lucky I fed you
Yeah, I
tonight.
mean, I definitely agree. I mean, the one thing I will say about experiences over expenses is I totally agree with that. I do think, though, however, if there is a child, especially that is not used to getting anything, that doesn't, comes from
Right.
poverty, they will appreciate and they will remember those gifts for years to come into their adulthood. I've seen it happen. But,
Hmm.
typically, if you're one of them middle class, spoiled rotten kids, I totally agree with that assessment. And then one thing that you had said about experiences, so I've been going back and forth about, I'm turning 50. It's a huge deal for me because I've always wanted to be 50. I don't know what it is, but since I was a little girl, I could not wait and to be 50. I think all the older women I saw, just it was something about them, and I just wanted to be 50 all my life. So I'm really excited
50s
about
are
it.
fun.
Yeah, and so one of my
Mhm.
daughters was like, "I'm gonna give you a birthday party, and I was like, "Oh," because I don't really have birthday parties, right? But I think I got a little bit of anxiety. I think I'm one of the people that you're just gonna have to give me a surprise party, because if I know that the party's coming, my anxiety is gonna kick in. Like, what if nobody shows up, or what if this isn't right, or like my mind just goes there, right? So, and then I started thinking more, and I said, I've always wanted to be 50, and just talking about giving people their flowers, right? I started thinking about all the people I love, and how they may not all be able to make it to the party, right? Because there's so much going on, and you got
Mhm.
to travel, and life is life for everybody, right? So I said I love to travel, like that's my thing. Like, I love traveling. So why don't I travel to my friends? Why don't I decide on, you know, I'm calling it these, trip around the world for 50 or whatever, right?
Oh,
So
girl,
just
call it V visits. That's
I
it.
would call it
Dot,
something
dot, dot.
something
V
cute, right?
visits, dot, dot, dot.
But just going and just spending time with the people that I love. I know it's my birthday year. I know it's my celebration. I'm excited to be 50, right? I want to celebrate all year long, but also just being appreciative of the people that have come into my life over these last 50 years, and just loving on them. And you know I just think, instead of spending a bunch of money on a party, and like, I'd rather make those memories and have those experiences with people.
Hmm.
So anyway, we done got a little mushy here on the three aunties and the mic. We don't do that often, so y'all better have enjoyed it. That's a Merry
Yeah.
Christmas gift to y'all, okay? So we're about to wrap things up. We are going to be taking a hiatus for a few weeks, so we will be back in January. So in the
Whoop, whoop.
meantime, y'all have
It is
plenty of.
2026. Can you
I
believe that?
know, I
I know.
know.
And you know
Yo,
what else?
like,
Let me just put this in there really, really quickly before you tell them how we're wrapping up and going on a hiatus. This was something I had been thinking about. Um, Last year when we were doing the pod, and at the end of the year we kind of wanted to highlight some of the things that happened during the year. So last week I was like, oh, we're coming up on, and I started out last year like with these little square things, papers I had, and just writing the things from January, the little hot topics in January. Y'all, January's list, by the time we got like to the 20s, was so long and so much was happening. It was spiral. By February, I just stopped keeping track. And I said, there's no way you can, so much has happened on so many different levels, so many different topics, from one extreme to the other, from political to pop culture, from music to in the kitchen cooking, and so much stuff has happened that I'm like mind blown trying to even cap top five. I couldn't even do a top 10. I was like, forget it. We just gonna have to come back at the top of the year and start off fresh
Hmm.
because
yes.
it you can't wrap up 2025 in one podcast,
Nope.
let alone
Nope.
a piece of a podcast.
Mm-mm.
So I said all of that to say that 2025 was a lot. And I'm sure
It was.
2026 will be even more. But I'm going to try my best moving into the new year to try to pick two things that happened within the month that I can then kind of speed through and go over and just kind of take us back from
Mm-hmm.
the past 11 months. But when I tried to do that last week, I said there's not enough time in one episode to do that. So, with that being said, I tried.
Listen,
I will
I
say
think I
this
think
that
that
you,
is the theme of
Tried.
2025. I tried. I
yeah,
I
survived.
tried.
yeah. I would say that if we opened up when we do open up January 2026, to just maybe recap what we compare to what we saw in January 2025. I think we need to kick off the year knowing that, okay, we have survived it. We've gotten through, people gotten through the holidays or whatever. We know that shenanigans happen between, in these next couple of weeks, could happen between now and when we kick back off in January. I will say this to everyone. This has been a rough year, right? I mean, for some of us, it's been rougher than others. And I would tell you that we 1 year down. We are 1 year down. We could not believe that we are here, but we're 1 year down from this. People, we are still here. Some of us are not, but by the grace of God, we're still here. And what's the thing that I want to walk away with, and I want you to think is, I want you to have a great holiday. I'm not trying to take Christmas away from anybody, but I want you to understand, what does this season really mean this time? Okay, 'cause we've been so convoluted in our train of thought. Did we change what the season looks like? Um, because we don't know what's going to happen going forward. And did it change because we had some new transitions happening? So I wish all of you a great holiday. It's been a year. It's been a year. Um, we get back in January. I want us to catch up. Some of the foolishness, please, could y'all leave it into 2025? I think it's time for us to move in 2026 and move a little differently. But some of you are going to still bring those same shenanigans, I'm sure, into the new year. Um, Rethink it, because it didn't work
I know I probably
2025.
am.
So,
I know I probably
so
am.
what you
I've
think
been tired of 2025.
2026 is
I ain't
going to
had
bring?
time to change. I ain't had time to. I ain't really had time to focus on improving. So I'm probably gonna be just as trifling in 2026 that I've been in 2025. But I ain't
Yeah,
even
I'm
gonna lie.
working
I'm
on.
not even gonna set no goals that I know I can't achieve. It's been a hell of a
I'm
year. I
working
ain't
a
had
little
time.
bit better
I
on me.
I ain't had time to progress and work on me. I've been just trying to survive. Talk about work on me.
Yeah, yeah.
I did good with all my therapy sessions. I will say that I kept almost all of my therapy sessions, and I only had to cancel maybe one or two, and those were because of appointments or things that I had to take
Oh, and
care
then
of for my auntie. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I did improve and kept almost all of my therapy goals. So,
Well,
that's the only
2026 is
goal I
the
have. That's the only
20
goal I have in
2026 is the year of
2026.
me. So I will say I will improve in 2026. When y'all see me in 2027, I'll be able to say to you weekday, yes, I'm gonna leave this in 2026. But I ain't even gonna lie to you, girl. I'm gonna still be on the same shit
yeah,
come January.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I hope I'm better.
I
I hope I'm
I love
better.
you ladies for life. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you are a regular, we thank you, thank you, thank you. You know how to go on our site and make sure that you can check out our episodes in our absence. If you are new here, don't be a stranger. We come in with all the
No.
shenanigans in 2026. So make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, all that good stuff to our YouTube channels, to your favorite streaming platform, um, to our Instagram, Twitter, all of that good stuff. Um, and see us back here in 2026. So, all right, ladies, until next time, peace and love.
We love you, nieces and nephews.
Smooches.